Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an awesome life. It's October, almost November of 2018. Wow, we've been through quite a lot, haven't we? Now I have a couple thousand end climbing videos, so you can just have a field day and go through them, and you're going to see the transition that's been happening the last couple years. We have gone from a very, let's just say, challenging time these last couple of years that feel like we're really shifting into something exciting. But there were a lot of things that came along with that. So when there's growth, sometimes there's pain. Often there is pain, right? There are things that we need to do and things that we need to let go of. And for humans, change is very difficult. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the wiring of the brain that wants to hang on to things that are just familiar, even if they're not good for you. But I do know that people have a difficulty making the change, have difficulty making that change. I have all kinds of animated creatures all over the place, including the Wicked Witch out there that you might hear. So if you hear talking in the background, that's what it is. They're set off by lasers, sensors. So what I want to talk about today is the change and making that change, and why is it so difficult for us? Because I have a question for you. You have one of two ways to go with your life. You can completely, 100% go after what you want, or you can stay where you are and do it half you know what. Oh, I want this stuff, and really 90% of your time you're just worrying and focusing and questioning yourself. And that's what's going on constantly. And then we use this 10%, we go, okay, well, you know, I'm worried and all this stuff, and okay, now I'm going to go over here for, 10% of my day, and not even that, right? Maybe if you're even meditating, and I'm going to think about what I want. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. It's not a magic trick. It's not like you can go do anything and then boom, you can make something appear. It's always manifesting. It is creating. Think of it as like a smoke that starts to form, and then you walk away, and then it goes down again. And it's your focus that creates it. Once it comes into the material world, manifests, or the situation or the person or whatever, it's there, and then you deal with that because you already know it's there, and then you believe it and you see it, right? But you have to believe it first. So why are you not focused on that life you want? And I'm not talking about this whole material me, ego thing world that so many of us believe is our happiness. I'm talking about a whole person. When I say that mantra at the end, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. That's not a mantra I would make up for myself. It really didn't resonate with me, but I know that it does now, but I know it came from the Master Key system. It was used by somebody who was ill and was going to die. And not only did they recover, but they were not handicapped like they were told they would be for the rest of their life. It was really a miracle, but it's not really a miracle because we don't use those miracles very often. So when it happens, we call it a miracle because it's a unique incident, right? It's crazy, mind-blowing, when that's really what we can be doing all of the time. This person said that mantra and saw themselves healthy all the time. All the time. He recovered, he survived, he grew to be an old man with a great healthy body. There's no difference. And what happened was he was told he wasn't going to survive. Have you ever noticed, this is when we get our act together, is when you're going to lose everything? And I hear some of you, Landria, help me. When you've put yourself into the worst possible situation with relationships, debt, abuse, all these things, and you're doing it. Now, some of you may think you're not doing it, and you'll get upset with me because I'm saying this. That means you don't believe you have power, and that's a bummer. Because when you have power, then you can claim it and use it for anything. And take responsibility and say, wow, I really did do that. Great! Yay! I didn't know I was. It was my unconscious mind just willy-nilly going out there and thinking there's something out there that's going to give me something or grant me something or decide if I'm worthy. And it just doesn't work that way. Everyone's worthy. even if you decided to use it negatively, even if you decided to manifest a bunch of stuff for yourself, which is going to take you into a place that you're going to have to learn some lessons there. Just remember that. If you go into that materialistic ego place and you get good at manifesting that, it will not solve your problems. If that's what you need to do to go hit the wall, the rest of us are going into the fourth and fifth dimensions. And you won't go there. You're going to stay in the third because it's a dense material world that only cares about that. And the world will continue to think that way. And if you're thinking that way, you'll be with others that think that way, who think there's limited resources. And a lot of you say, oh no, I would share mine. If you're in that mode of thinking, you're only thinking about yourself. If you're in the mode of thinking of fourth and fifth dimension, you are thinking about others, the world, and this energy as one thing. And the abundance comes with that. I'm not saying you can't focus on the things you want. It's a frame of mind that's awakening. And awakening, when you go to that state, a peaceful world has total abundance. If you're in this, I need this and this and that, you're going to a lower frequency, and everybody on that frequency is like-minded, right? So they are always concerned about just themselves. And so that's a world of people not really helping each other. It's like, when I get, then I'll give. And that really never happens. We know that. Not on the level that everybody says they're going to do. Somebody just said, and I didn't post it because I don't want to go into this weird-ass space, Bill Gates, you know, I said Bill Gates gives just millions and millions of dollars to charities. He really doesn't live super high on the hog like, you know, other billionaires. And somebody said, he's a part of the group, probably Rosicrucians or whatever they are, part of a group that only wants, how many million people on the face of the earth? Who cares? Focus on you and what you want. So if you're focused on that, your world will include those people. You actually empower that negative thinking. If it's even true, I don't even believe that. I don't believe it. I really don't. Why would he be saving all of these people who are starving? Right? He'd withhold funds if he wanted them to croak. He's not. So be careful with that. Be careful. That's that focus again on the, oh, that billionaire's giving millions, which I'm not, right? But I'm going to criticize him because he thinks these other things. And we've got to get out of this judging, believing the crap, you know, whatever that is. I don't even know why we would want to go into that space, right? Why do we go into that space? But we do. Maybe it makes us feel better that, oh, see that billionaire, he gives money, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Your world will be created upon your focus. What are you thinking about every single day, all the time? Why are you hanging on to anything that's stopping you from creating an absolutely beautiful world? Why would you judge another person? Why would you be negative? Can you believe I got 2 down things on my global meditation? Why even go to the global meditation if that's how you think of the world? But there's people out there and they're stuck in that. And so that is the message. We don't want to be a part of that. We want to raise our frequency, and it's not in focusing on just getting the stuff because you're wondering why you're not manifesting it, because you're not going to that higher frequency where the gateway's open. There's no obstacles. You just think about stuff and it happens. Seriously. You will just put a thought out there and people and things will show up. And you're relaxed about it because you feel powerful. So I want to ask you right now, how are you feeling? Do you feel powerful? If you are feeling sad and I'm dealing with this and that, why? You're doing it. Why are you doing it? My 3-second manifestation has you catch it, and people still struggle because they're catching themselves constantly all day long. Switching to the new thought, switching to new thought, and it's like, why do I keep going there? Do the 60-second manifestation. That's when we add that fourth step, where we say, why do you keep going back to that thought? Why are you spending your life in those negative thoughts, right? Why? We are conditioned, and change is difficult, even if it's negative for us. Ask yourself, why am I going into this negative space? Is this serving me well? No, it's not. It is not serving you well. And it's time to get out of that negative space. So I'm here to do a little butt kicking, obviously. This beautiful morning. It's almost Halloween. And I want to just tell you that it's time to wake up, snap out of it, drop the veil and go, what? Oh, but Landria, I'm so... And stop and go, what the heck am I doing? This is ridiculous. Why am I sitting here thinking things I don't want to think? Why am I thinking that? Because you're in a lower frequency, and the lower frequency is the ego. The lower frequency wants things, it's materialistic, it finds happiness in the material world, and none of this counts. It's not real. It is to us, we think it is. If you shift into that higher thinking, you go, well, how do I do it? I've got 2,000 videos. All right? And that is letting go of this thinking. Start with that. Just say, why am I thinking this? I'm thinking, I guarantee you, every single one of you who's struggling, it's resting on the material world. An incident that happened, you know, a situation, the material world, other people in the material world, I don't have things, I do have things I don't want, relationships, it's all the situation of the ego in the material world is creating all of it. That's a lower frequency. Every single one of those feelings and thoughts and the focus has to do with what's going on out here, all of it. And when you break through and realize none of it's real because you can shift it anytime, you created it, then you go, oh my gosh, I am something so much more powerful than this. Why am I focused on that? I'm in a lower frequency. I'm going to stay there and keep worrying until I let it go and realize I am a super awakened being. Anytime I want to hook into that, anytime I want to focus on that. How do you do it? You've got to be diligent. It's going to take time to rewire this brain because it likes to go back to the old thoughts and feelings because it's familiar. I know what to do with pain. I know how to suffer. Oh, that's familiar. Ooh, have you ever gotten stuff, you know, and you're like, wow, this is great. And then obviously you find yourself worrying. Like, why? Why am I worrying? Because I'm so used to being broke, or I'm so used to being in a bad relationship. And you get in a good one, and then you lose it because you go, are you cheating on me? Or, you know, I know people, man, they do that all the time. I'm like, how'd you lose that? Insecurity, all the other things that come with that. So I want you to know that you're totally in control all times. And ask yourself why you're hanging on to that. And if your happiness and everything is about this world, which it is, again, if you're in awakened state, you're not affected by it in the same way. You still have the feelings and you still experience stuff, but you're not affected by it. It doesn't control your happiness, and you have such a much bigger picture. I'm going to do some exercise with you guys on your power. So I just want you to know that you're always in control. Those thoughts seem to have power over you, but it's because you're believing that those things that you're thinking about or worrying about are your happiness or stop you from being happy. All right? And that is the lower frequency ego. Just remember that. So what's the higher frequency? Giving. Letting go. Total faith. Saying, you know what, I gotta let it go. I gotta let this go. I gotta focus on that beautiful life. And if that beautiful life is just a material object, you're probably still in that space. Then I'll go to this object, this will make me happy, and then it doesn't. We have to raise our frequency in a completely different way than just getting our stuff in the material world. That is absolutely not going to solve your problems. Well, just for a while it will. And then I'll go up to a mountain and meditate. No, you won't. You're going to have to hit a wall. That is a ghost that I have sitting on my table here. That's activated by vibration. I tried not to touch the table. I didn't know this was going to set him off. It scared the heck out of me. Hey guys, you know what? We're gonna keep doing this till till the cows come home or I transition, probably both. November 3rd, this is going to be old real quick. November 3rd, 2018, 10 a.m. Eastern, Saturday morning. Sign up here, go into my email list. You will get a code prior to that date for a free 2-hour webinar with me live. We're going to go over the 3-second manifestation. Yes, in the beginning I say 10 seconds and we keep going down and down, and it ends up to be 3 seconds, less for some people, of how to switch out of that thought. But we're going to talk about this. How do you pull out of that thought? Because you can pull out of the thought, but behind here, if the beliefs and the thinking and all this stuff is still those things are going to make you happy, and then that's the solution to everything, you're going to keep going back to that thought. Ooh, I better watch it. So sign up here. You're going to find out about all the other things I have going on. Click for the Landria's Inspiration. That's my inspirational email list. That's for my mentoring. It's not for my internet marketing. That's a different link altogether. And then let's talk about this. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings, my friend. Namaste. Just a quick reminder that November 3rd at 10 a.m. Eastern, I will be hosting a free live webinar. This is not the global meditation. I'll be posting that at 9 a.m. as a video recording. This is going to be live 2-hour, and it's going to be me talking about the 3-second manifestation exercise that I posted, my video that I posted on my channel. That seems to be pretty popular. You guys seem to like that simplicity, and I want to take that to the next step because I know a lot of people still struggle with that. And so even if you've got it, let's get on a free webinar, and you can sign up here. You'll go into my email list, it's free, and I will announce events, e-courses, discounts, free stuff, and you'll get the link for the free webinar that morning if you are on my list. You can join me. You just have to click. You have to have a computer or phone that can hook you into this webinar. Click, you come in and live chat with me. I'll answer your questions. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's free, so sign up here, Landria's Inspiration, and I hope to see you there. It'll be a lot of fun, and it's going to be the start to many events and webinars and courses that are going to help you get to that high frequency where all abundance, all love, all joy resides. Namaste.